Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today is Technique Tuesday. And we are doing another square in our 63 Easy-To-Crochet pattern stitches combined to make an Heirloom Afghan by Darla Sims. And that is the 1987 leaflet. The square we're doing today is called it's the number 15 square, and it's called the Afghan Square. So we are going to make the Afghan Square. So it says to chain 8 and make a circle. I am going to use a slip knot. So that is I'm not a slip knot, a magic circle. Sorry. So we're going to chain 3 from here. You could chain 8 and make the circle, or chain 4 and make a circle. It all depends on how big you want that hole in the middle. I do not want a hole in the middle, and that's why I am using the magic circle. So you chain 3. We're going to make a cluster. So wrap your yarn, go in, and go through 2. Keep these 2 on the hook. Wrap your yarn, go in, or wrap your hook, go through 2. Now we have 3 left on the hook. So we're going to go through those 3, and that is the first beginning cluster. We are going to chain 3, and then we're going to make another cluster. So this time we're going to, let me do this right. This time we're going to wrap our yarn, go into the circle, come out, and go through 2. Wrap your yarn, go in the circle, come out, go through 2. We're going to do this 3 times. Wrap your yarn, go in the circle, come out, go through 2. And then you should have 4 loops on your hook. You go through all 4 of those loops, and there's another cluster. You're going to chain 1. We're going to, chain 1. All right, now we're going to make another cluster. Wrap your yarn. So just make another one of those clusters that we just did. And what you're doing is you're going in 3 times and just going through 2. And then at the end you have 4 loops on your hook, and you're going to go through all 4 of those. Okay, so we're chaining 3 here. We are chaining 3 on the corners and 1 on the side. So, alright, so there's 3. We have to make 8 clusters all together. So, we'll go through and make 8 clusters. We're making another cluster here. And then you're going to chain 1. So every other one we're chaining 3. And so here we go. Make another cluster. You're going to end up with 8 clusters all together. Now I'm chaining 3 there. Alright, we're going to make another cluster. Chain 1. Cluster. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And there's another cluster. We're chaining 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I not do that right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I made 9 of them. Oh, goodness. All right, so yeah, we're chaining 1, and then we're going to connect to the top of the first cluster we made. And there we go. Now we're going to slip stitch over to this chain 3 for round 2. And I want to pull this shut. This is what it should look like. See, like that. Alright, so I'm going to, I'm slip stitching. I'm going to slip stitch over here because I want to make half of this. Alright, so we're going to chain 3 here and then make a cluster, which is going in twice. And then you have 3 on your hook. It's because of that chain 3. The rest of the clusters are made differently. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to go into this chain 1 space and put 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space. Okay, and now you're going to do, we're here at this other corner, we're putting a cluster in there. Oh, wait a minute, you're supposed to chain 1. We're supposed to chain 1 after those 3. Okay, sorry. So I'm putting half of a cluster because I'm going to finish this corner when I get over here. So I only did 1 cluster right in there. And then I did chain 1, put 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space. Chain 1, and now you're going to put a cluster in this corner. Chain 2 and put another cluster in there. Well, gee, it would help if I did it right. Chain 1 and put 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Just 3 of them. And then you're going to chain 1 again, and now we're going to do the cluster corner again. So we're putting a cluster in there, chain 2, and put another cluster in there. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put on the side 3 double crochets, chain 1, and now we're going to do another cluster because we're back in the corner again, and we're going to chain 2 and do another cluster in that corner. Chain 1 and do the chain 1 space with 3 double crochets in it. Chain 1, and now put the last cluster, which is the other side of this square. And then I'm going to join with a half double crochet at the top of that chain 3. And here is for round 2. Is what it looks like. Isn't that pretty cool? So, you know, this is a little bit different than a granny square. And what I think is really interesting is, as you will see, the square widens in the middle. It's not on the corner. You know how on the corner of a granny square, it gets bigger by adding more in the corners. Well, you're adding more in the sides, as you will see in this next row. So row 3, let's chain 3 and do your beginning cluster, which you'll go in twice, go through 2, then you have 3, go through 3. Now you're going to chain 1, and you're going to go into this first chain 1 space and put 2 double crochets in that first chain 1 space, right? Now we have these 3 double crochets after that. You're going to put 1 double crochet in each one of those. And then you're going to put 2 double crochets in the next chain 1 space after that. So on the side, you're going to have 7 double crochets all together. Now you're going to chain 1 after that, and you're going to put your clusters in your corners again. Chain 2 and put another cluster in there. And now you're going to chain 1, and you're going to go to the first chain 1 space, and you're going to put 2 double crochets in there. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet in each of these 3 double crochets. And then there will be another chain 1 space after that, and you're going to put 2 double crochets in there. And then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do your corner again with your 2 clusters with the chain 2 in between them. Well, wait a minute, I think I lost that. That didn't work. Let's try that again. There we go. Chain 1 after you've got both your clusters in that corner. And we need to put 2 double crochets in this chain 1 space. And then 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets. 3 double crochets there. And then 2 double crochets in this next chain 1 space. And then chain 1. Now we're going to do your clusters in the corner again, because we're back at the corner. Chain 2 and do another cluster in that corner. And then chain 1. And we're here at the chain 1 space. We're going to put 2 double crochets in there. And then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 double crochets. And then 2 double crochets in the next chain 1. And we're going to chain 1. And now we're going to put the last cluster in this corner. And I'm going to connect it to the other cluster with a half double crochet, which is the same as a chain 2 space. And so here is 3 rows of this. And this is what it looks like so far. So you are going to continue with rows 4 and 5 in the same way. You will always be putting 2 double crochets in each of the chain 1 spaces, and then only 1 double crochet in each of the next, except for it increases. You're going to go from 7, 8, 9, 10, to 11 on the side in between your clusters. So it increases on these chain 1 spaces. That's where it increases. So, and then you'll do your clusters like you normally do. And it's a cluster, chain 2 cluster. You're going to do rows 4 and 5 in the same way. And I'm going to finish mine off camera, and I'll let you finish yours. If you get stuck, then you know, just remember that these are going to be increasing in the sides. Okay, so I will see you when we get back then. All right, bye-bye. All right, we are back. This is what the square looks like after we've got 4 and 5. The stitch count on the sides of around 5 is 15. So you should have 15 stitches in between the clusters. So on the side. And that's exactly what it looks like. Isn't that cute? That's a really neat square. I've never made a square like that before. I've never seen anything. That's called the Afghan Square. And I've never seen that before. So, and that's the first square that we've done in this in a round. We just went around and round instead of going straight across like this. That's the first square we've done in a round. All right, so I've got the my white connected to this corner, and I'm going to chain 3 and put another double crochet in that corner. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh gosh, no, we're going to chain 1. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to put 2 double crochets in this corner, 2 single crochets in the corner. I think it's time to go to bed. Anyway, all right, so in this first stitch, which is this cluster stitch, we're going to put a single crochet in there. Okay, in the chain 1, we're going to put a single crochet in there. And now we're going to put a single crochet in every stitch across, which should be 15 stitches. So we're just single crocheting across here. And then you're going to come across the chain 1 space, put a single crochet in there. And then this stitch that we made in the corner, put a single crochet in there. And now in the corner, the chain 2 space, we're putting 2 single crochet, chain 2, and 2 single crochet in that chain 2 space, which is the corner. Let's get some yarn here. Alright, so now there's a cluster. Put a single crochet in the cluster. And now in the chain 1 space, we got 1 single crochet. And then single crochet in every stitch across. So we're just going to do this like we just did the last side. And then your chain 1 space, we're putting a single crochet in there. And then in the cluster, we're putting a single crochet in there. Now, we are on the corner again, the chain 2. 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet in this corner. And now we have a cluster. So we're going to put a single crochet in the cluster and a single crochet in the chain 1 space. And now let's put single crochets in each one of these next double crochets all the way across, which is 15 double crochets. in the chain 1 space a single crochet, and the cluster a single crochet. And now we're back in the corner again, so it's 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochets in that corner. And in the cluster, we're putting a single crochet. In the chain 1 space, we need a single crochet. And now we're just going to single crochet in each one of these double crochets across. And a single crochet in the chain 1 space and 1 in the cluster. And now we're back where we started the corner, and we're going to finish up this corner by putting 2 single crochets in there and then going in the first single crochet with a half double crochet to make that corner like that. Alright, now here's what we got there. Okay, now we need, I need some so in these corners we're putting stitch markers. So we put some stitch markers in the corners because I need to be able to find those after this next row. Alright. And there it is. I'm always losing the needle. Oh my goodness. Alright, so before we get this started, let's get some yarn up here. I need to get some yarn here. Alright, so we are going to find our first single crochet, and in the front loop only we're going to slip stitch into it. And we're going to do that in the front loop of all these single crochets. We're slip stitching Alright, and now we're at the corner, and we are going to skip over this corner and find the next single crochet after the corner and put a slip stitch in the front loop of it. So we're slip stitching in the front loops only all the way around it and skipping the corner. And these are, you should be doing this loosely. Loose slip stitches. If you slip stitch tight, I suggest that you go up a hook size to do this. Alright, and then we're at the corner again, so we're going to skip over that and find the next single crochet and slip stitch into the front loop of it. And keep going. And we're back at the corner again, skipping over that corner and looking for the first single crochet. After that, slip stitching in the front loop and all the rest all the way across. And we're right back at the beginning again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch into this very first slip stitch that we made. There we go. So now I'm going to pull up this, which is the corner, and I'm going to go right into that and take this slip stitch, or this stitch marker out, and I'm going to single crochet 3 times into this corner. So we're putting 3 single crochets in there, and then we're going to kind of put these down, and we're going to find the back loops, and we're just going to single crochet into the back loops of those previous single crochets that we did. So we're in the back loop now, and we're single crocheting into them. Alright, and we're back at the corner, and again in the corner we're just putting 3 single crochets in the corner, and then continue on with the back loops along the side, and that is all there is to it. And it will look like this. So just keep going around your whole square like that. Just remember we're putting 3 single crochets in those corners, and then just doing a single crochet in the back loops along the side, and then your square will be done. I want to thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. And bye-bye now.